Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
This is Great Millstone Charlotte coming at you again through the spirit and power of Yahawadah Shem Yahawadah. I'm the brother Yeshaya. Got the brother Yawam here with me. And before we get started with this lesson, we're going to go ahead and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth and ruled well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. To you we say shalom.
Shalom.
So in this lesson, we're going to go into the tribe of Judah. Pretty much touch on Genesis 49. If you can get that, Baba Kusha. Genesis 49. Just pretty much touching on the characteristics and the spiritual traits, and also future prophecy that our forefather Jacob gave unto, of course, all the tribes, but dealing with this topic, the tribe of Judah, and what they were going to be going through in the last days. All right. So Baba Kashar, you can go ahead and read verse 8.
This is Bara Asher, the Genesis chapter 49 and verse 8. It says, Yahawadah Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Right. So it says, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Right. And that's pretty much talking literally. Judah's hands is going to be in the neck of his enemies. Because when all things said and done, right now, of course, we're in the captivity of Esau, but it's going to come a point in time where, the Most High is going to put the spirit upon Judah first, to start throwing down with Esau, man. The scriptures talks about race wars, and it's going to be us, the Israelites, versus Esau, the so-called white man, right?
Can I break that word down?
Khan, you can break it down.
So the word Judah, or the tribe Shabbat Yahawadah, which is the tribe of Judah, or Hashabbat Yahawadah, the tribe of Judah. It's Yahawadah, which it's a compound word. It has the Most High's name in there, Yahweh, while the word thanks in there, Yahawadah. It's at the end. So the da part goes into that, or the water part goes into that. It's a compound word, so it goes into Yahweh thanks. It can also be he's praised. Because if I read it back, it says, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. You see, so he, Yah is he, praise is Hawadah. You see, so he praised, but first and foremost is the Most High thanks, Yahweh thanks. But pretty much it says, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. All right, pretty much that's because Judah is the head tribe.
That's right. Just going back to the previous videos we did, we touched on Reuben, right? And the reason why Reuben wasn't made the firstborn is because he lay, with Jacob's concubine. So that firstborn was given unto Judah, and also for what happened with what's his name, Simeon and Levi, what they did, putting the whole pretty much what was back then the nation of Israel in jeopardy, for their actions of going out there and slaying those Canaanites, those Hamites, that history, we went over it before, but that all transpires to why Judah became ultimately the firstborn. But I want to touch, before we touch on that, I want to get Job 20 and verse 22. Baba Kushai, can you get that?
This is Job, Yahawadah, chapter 20, verse 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Right. It says in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Whose sufficiency? Esau's sufficiency. Right? Because right now Esau's ruling. So once Esau comes to the height of his power, to where he feels like he's going to able to retain that blessing, or get that blessing back, that he lost when Jacob and Esau, were given the blessing. When Jacob gave not Jacob, Isaac gave the blessing unto Jacob. Esau is trying to get that blessing back, but it says right here, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, meaning his path is going to be made straight. It's going to be made narrow. He's going to be in a corner, right? But it says every hand of the wicked shall come upon them. Now, Baba Kushah, can you look up that word for wicked? Because it's not literally what it means there. When you read it just for face value, you're going to think it's like, the heathen nations, but when you really go into it, it's something else.
Kind of word for wicked. It says Imar, which is H6001, and it says laborer, sufferer, wretched one, workman. It says that is a misery. It says workman, a laborer.
Right. So laborer. Now, who's the workforce behind America? It's Jake. Who's the one that built up America? It was ultimately built up by the hands of Judah, on the backs of Judah. They were the workforce that kickstarted America, right? But we're the ones that's in sorrow, right? In sorrow right now. Predominantly Judah, working and laboring and ain't got nothing to show for it. Here it is. They're even to this day, you got foreigners coming in. It's all in the curses, but you got foreigners coming in. Ammon, Moab, all these other nations, they come in the first weekend, and they're already doing better than Judah. That's been here for years. Hey, but that ain't no coincidence, because it's all part of the curses that we were meant to go through. But just going back to this point, this is every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, meaning Judah is going to start throwing down with Esau, man. You've seen it just recently with that whole thing with the judge in court. Judah's had enough with Esau's court system. Judah's had enough with Esau's bullshit, man. Always being oppressive, ain't giving Jake no slack. Always throwing the book at him. Just recently, I believe you sent this video to me, you sent me that video whenever they brought him back to court, and they were pretty much listing all kinds of felony charges against him. So they threw the book at that brother, man.
They probably gave him about 20 felonies, which that probably equates to at least 30 years.
That's crazy.
I want to get this. Did you want me to finish out that Genesis?
No, not yet. I want to before we move further, I want to get also this one. This is Micah 5:8. It says, and the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flock of sheep, who if he go through, both treadeth down and tear in pieces, and none can deliver. Right, and that's going to be, first and foremost, the tribe of Judah, because again, as we may mention earlier, the tribe of Judah is the head. They're the head of all the tribes. So it always takes Judah to be the first one to get that ball rolling, right? You saw it before with the Black Panther, right? The Black Panther movement. How they would start talking about the oppression, start calling out Esau for all the wickedness that they've done, and systemic racism that's in the American system, right? But they started it first, and then you saw Ephraim come behind with the young lords, Issachar, with the brown berets, Gad with that whole AIM movement, right? So again, it all goes back to starts off with Judah, man. Judah is that.
So
you got.
You finish your point.
I was gonna say, Judah is that one that gets that ball rolling. They're pretty much the trendsetters. You see it with rap, with the music. And that's the reason why you got and Esau knows what he's doing. Whenever they put Jake, up in these commercials acting like a Mo, because they know, all the other tribes are gonna follow suit. You got it, Doc.
Yeah, I want to get that point. This is the word Zion. And it says, so let me go back. All right, get this. It says a signpost, monument, market. It says monumental or guiding pillar, sign, title, waymark. So a waymark is like, all right, when you're on the highway, the interstate, it's like, all right, you got this far to go. You got this far to go. Pretty much giving you something to aim at. So like you
Mm-hmm.
said, Judah is who everybody aims to be like. So even on the left hand side, that's why you see in in the entertainment industry, they always put a Judite, a off Judite, with the little prep pill, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just using them for wickedness because
Right.
Esau understands that pretty much. He understands the tribes.
Right.
He knows who to use when he got to get something done. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, it's like it says in the scriptures, he accomplished a diligent search. Talking
right?
about Esau, man. Hey, he has Jake down he has Jake down to a T, with his pie graphs, his charts, his statistics, and all this and that. Hey, Esau studies Jake. That's the reason why they were able to come out earlier on, during the slave trade, to come out with the Willie Lynch letters, how to break a nigger, so to speak, right? That's how they used to say how to break Jake down in order to make them submissive. Because hey, that's what Esau does, man. He studies Jake. He tries to figure out the weak points. And that's all tactics. Just showing you, hey, we're still at war. Just that now it's a different type of war, you know. But we can get Isaiah 48:1, and I'm gonna get Romans 1:16.
It says Yeshaya Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 1. It says, "Hear ye this, O house of Yahawadah, which are called by the name of Yashalah, and are come forth out of the waters of Yahawadah Judah, which swear by the name of the Lord, and make mention of the Most High of Israel, but not in truth nor in righteousness."
Right. It says, which are called by the name of Israel and are come forth out of the waters of Judah. Because ultimately, we all stem from Judah. When you go into that word waters, Baba Kushah, if you can look that up. But
Says,
you got it. You got it.
it says, Mayam, and in that verse it says, Wama Maya, or
Mm-hmm.
Wama Maya, and it says, it says Mayam H4325, dual of primitive noun but used in a singular sense, water, figuratively juice, by euphemism, urine, semen, piss, wasting, watering, course, flood, spring.
Right. So, going back to the point, semen, right? Because we all stem from the seed of Judah. And now pretty much ultimately, like it says in the scriptures, I forgot how it goes, but ultimately the point being, whenever our forefather Abraham, our forefather Isaac and Jacob, whenever there's a concept called reincarnation, right? So whenever they were reincarnated, they came back in their respective tribes, man, which is Judah. So ultimately, just showing you that we all really ultimately came from the tribe of Judah, and Yahawadah came from Judah, and ultimately, the ultimate Judite is the Most High Yahweh, right? So
Right.
let's see. Let me get that Romans 1:16. It says, this is Romans 1:16. It reads, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Hamashiach, for it is the power of the Most High unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek." So just making the point that, again, just further edifying the point that, or clarifying the point that Yahawadah, Judah, is the firstborn son, and to them was his gospel given first. Baba Kushak, can you get Zechariah 12:7?
Okay.
Just to further add to that, because like I said, this truth started off with Judah. Abba Bivens, was a Judite. King Masha was a Judite. High Priest Ariel was a Judite. High Priest Jaiqua was a Judite. And they're the you can call them the fathers of this thing. You got it, Doc.
This is Zechariah, Zechariah chapter 12, verse 7. It says, "The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah."
Right. So that's the reason why, this truth was given to Judah first. So that way the rest of the tribes, they won't magnify themselves, because there was always that division between, northern kingdom and southern kingdom,
Right.
and the Most High had to quell that. He had to quell that by what? By doing everything in order, let everything be done decently and in order, But let's see, we can go back to that Genesis 49:9.
Okay. This is Genesis Barashah chapter 49 and verse 9. It says, "Yahawadah Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?"
All right. So it says, Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. Right. Because Judah at one point, they had that fight, back before right whenever the slave, trade started happening, you started hearing a lot about mutinies, and then slave ships. Started hearing about the slaves revolting, fighting against Esau and escaping, But in the process of time, Jake lost that will to fight. Ultimately going back to what I mentioned earlier, the Willie Lynch letters. Esau starting to figure out how to break Jake down. Also eventually also, Jim Crow laws, the systemic racism in the system, that pretty much keeps Jake oppressed, keeps Jake in this docile spirit, because back then, you had events, one that they made a movie out of, what's it called? Amistad, right? And Jake revolted and ended up, trying to get the liberty. But you had many Amistads, many events like that happened.
Right. Esau also gave, Jake the benefit, the benefits, the jobs, the bread and circus. That's another way that he pretty much made Jake docile. I got a precept though.
Khan, you got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 17. It says, "In the land of Yahawadah Judah shall be a terror unto Matazayim Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he have determined against it," which has ultimately gone into this truth. All right, but then it can also be likened to the different little uprisings and stuff like that that happen in this place.
That's right.
That's not accounted for. Which is some of the reasons, some of the causes that Esau came in. All right, we don't want nobody out after dark. All right, we want this law, we want that law, we want this law. Because pretty much Jake was giving Esau hell. And a lot of things is not written about.
That's right. Hey, we went earlier, on how Reuben was giving Esau hell. Pretty much all the tribes were giving Esau hell. But again, it's all pretty much started with who? With Judah. Judah always, trying to, escape, trying to run away, trying to fight back. You had what's his name? That one character, and they made a movie out of him too. Damn, can't think of his name. Remember, he was a Judite, right? Who knew how to read the Bible, and then he started coming up with an uprising against Esau. Nat Turner, Khan, Yahawadah. Yeah, he started coming up. But what happened? They pretty much quelled that down. Why? Because it wasn't the time for that. But I want to get this article real quick, just touching on a quick point. This is from the Sacramento Bee. This is pretty much an exact typing from back in 1967 during the time of when the Black Panthers started coming up. It says armed Black Panthers invade Capitol. It says May 2nd, 1967, two dozen armed Negroes entered the state capitol at noon today, and 10 made their way to the back of the assembly chamber before they were disarmed and marched away by the state police. It says the assembly was in session at the time, and Speaker Pro Tem Carlos B. ordered the men removed from the chamber. It says outside the chamber, the police took away their weapons. The men argued they could carry the weapons as long as they were not concealed. Apparently, the fact the weapons were not concealed was the reason the men were able to get as far as the assembly chamber before they were disarmed. pretty much the point right here I'm trying to make is, Jake, you know, back in these time periods, were trying to do this like civil rights type of movement, thinking that Esau was going to be able to treat you the same as he does, every other Edomite. It's not going to happen. You saw right here, hey, they took away your guns and you gave them up. Again, going back to that point, hey, Jake backed away from the prey. Let me read that real quick. It says, Judah as a lion's whelp from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. And who's the prey? Esau. Esau's a prey. And soon he is going to be the prey. But what did Judah do, man? Hey, he's backing away, man. He became docile, trying to do with the civil rights, trying to pretty much fight Esau using his laws. It's not going to work, right? But and then also, that can also go back to Judah trying to say Esau can be saved, trying to be friends with Esau now, trying to be partners now. Esau changed. The scriptures tell you never trust your enemy, man. Because his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. This man's never going to change, man. He's always going to be your enemy. By Judah doing this, hey, Judah has lost that fervent spirit, man. Has lost that fight, that will to fight. There was a movie a while back. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I remember there was this one part in the intro of the movie. It was like some dude started coming into this one store, like I guess a ex Black Panthers headquarters, and the dude was like, "Hey, what happened to the fight?" And the person inside was like, "Oh, they all got jobs." That's exactly that's what happened, man. Hey, Jake's needed money, started getting jobs, and what happened to that Black Panther movement? Man, it all got infiltrated by the CIA, and they shut that shit down.
Right. They Jake got a saying now called GGSM. Go get some money. Like it's all Jake worried about. It's the bag.
Right.
Yeah, just money.
Right. And you also had at that time, Esau. He also started pumping the streets with that crack cocaine, drugs, guns, and you had a lot of our people that sold their own people out in order for them to make that money.
Right.
So that all goes back to that point, man. Hey, Judah lost that will to fight, man. He says he stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Right, because hey, Esau is doing all this wickedness and committing all these atrocities against Jake, and Jake ain't doing shit. For all the things that's being revealed about Esau and what he does into these Judite communities, hey man, Judah should be, heated, should be, ready, rising up. But hey, ain't nothing happening. Right. But soon, the Most High is gonna rouse up Jake, rouse up Judah to, hey, rise up and fight against Esau.
Mm-hmm. Keep going in that Genesis.
Yeah, Baba Kushar.
Okay. Back to Genesis chapter 49. And let me see. 49 and verse 10. It says, "The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be." I got a couple precepts.
Come on, you can get it.
You want me to get that word for Shiloh?
Yeah, Baba Kushar.
And it says H7886 Shayalah. It says he who it is, that which belongs to him, tranquility. It says an epithet of Hamashayak. It says rest. It says rest. The Lord say, "Come to me all they that are heavy laden and need rest." Roughly paraphrasing.
Hey, that's a spirit. Hey, let me read that to you real quick. This is Matthew 11:28. It says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." You can break it down.
The Lord gives us rest, you see, because that's another. It said an epithet, but that's another title of the Lord. It says the peaceable one, peacemaker. The scriptures call him the King of Peace. It says he who it is. It says for whom it is reserved, because everything is Hamashayaks. It says place of rest. All right, what do we find the true rest at in Hamashiach, which is found in the scriptures? Let me get I'm gonna get Sirach 45. Add a few. I'm gonna get
Con. I mean,
Isaiah
hold
chapter.
anything?
You can get Micah 5:2-4, and
Con.
I'm gonna get this. This is Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 16. It says, because this is where you find true rest. It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. From my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them." You see, going into the book, the scriptures. You know who is Hamashiach. All right, let me get this. This is 2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 16. It says, "And thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever." It says, "According to all these words, according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David," which that house or that kingdom, which ultimately was going to be established forever, was gonna come through David's seed, which is Yahawadah. All right, which he came as Shalamah, Solomon. And what's spiritual about that as well is Shayalah, Shalamah. It even sounds similar, but Shalamah ultimately goes into peace as well, And then I also wanted to get, I believe it does go into peace because Shalamah, you add the ha at the end. The beginning part of it is Shalom, which is peace, So we can get
the Micah.
The Micah.
Con. This is Micah chapter 5 and verse 2, and it reads, "But thou, Bethlehem, Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me that is to be ruler in Israel, whose goings forth have been of old from everlasting."
Right, that's talking about Mashiach Yahawadah. All right, because the scriptures say that somewhere in the Apocrypha that pretty much he would find his abode in Yahawadah, Judah. The scripture also say in Hebrews, like volume, I believe it's 7 and 14. Yeah, 7 and 14 says
I can read that for you.
Yeah, you
I got that right here. This is Hebrews 7 and 14, and it reads, "For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood."
Right, I'm gonna get this too. It says, therefore, this is Sirach 45 and 24. It says, "Therefore was there a covenant of peace made with him, that he should be the chief of the sanctuary and of his people, and that he and his posterity should have the dignity of the priesthood forever, according to the covenant made with David, son of Jesse of the tribe of Judah, that the inheritance of the king should be to his posterity alone. So the inheritance of Aharon, Aaron, should also be unto his seed." And pretty much the seed that took on the covenants and pretty much that title in the kingdom is Yahawadah, because going back to Second Samuel chapter 7, it went into how he would proceed out of King David's bowels, ultimately going into regeneration. I want to get this too. This was no, that was pretty much it.
Okay, con.
I'm gonna go back.
Did you say you want me to read Micah 5 and continue on to Micah 5?
Oh yeah, to verse 4.
Con. This is Micah 5 and verse 3, and it reads, "Therefore will he give Salakia. Therefore will he Therefore will he give them up until the time that she which travaileth have brought forth. Then the remnant of his brethren shall return unto the children of Israel. And he shall stand and feed in the strength of Yahweh, in the majesty of the name of Yahweh his power. And they shall abide, for now shall he be great unto the ends of the earth."
Which ultimately that's going into the title of that says birth of the king in Bethlehem. You see, and that's ultimately going into Yahawadah.
That's right. That's right. Yes, we can go back to that. Unless you had anything else, we can go back to that Genesis 49:10.
Okay. This is Genesis chapter 49 and verse 10. It says, "The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shayalah come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be." Going back to Isaiah 34:16. verse 11.
Con.
Binding his foal unto the vine and his asses cart.
Salakia. I just want to make another point also in Genesis 49 and 10,
Mhm.
because it says the scepter shall not depart from Judah, you know, because ultimately, from King David, actually from Moses, because Moses was the first king,
Mhm.
and hey, King David is Moses.
Mhm.
So hey, as a matter of fact, let me get that real quick. This is Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 4. It says, Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. And he was king in Jeshurun when the heads of the people, which Jeshurun is another word for, Israel.
Yeah.
But it says, when the heads of the people and the tribes of Israel were gathered together. Hey, so Moses was king, even though he wasn't crowned, he was pretty much the leader at that time. But eventually, he came back as King David, and he received that proper crown, making him officially king over Israel. But just showing you, Judah was always in that that kingship position all the way until uh uh Yahawadah came. Because once Yahawadah came, which he was also the king, but he was also he's also the king. But after that, we saw what transpired. Everything fell apart from 70 A.D.
What chapter was that?
That was Deuteronomy 33 and 4 through 5.
Did you go to verse 7?
Con. So let me read this real quick. This is Deuteronomy 33, verse 6. It says, "Let Reuben live and not die, and let not his men be few." Verse 7. "And this is the blessing of Judah. And he said, Hear Yahweh, the voice of Judah, and bring him unto his people. Let his hands be sufficient for him, and be thou an help to him from his enemies."
Right, it says, I'm going to go to it. Deuteronomy 33. Could you hold Isaiah 22 and verse 18? It says, Deuteronomy 33 and 7, it says, this is the blessing of Yahawadah. And he said, Hear, Lord, the voice of Yahawadah, Judah, and bring him unto his people, which it says, bring him unto his people, because um, the 10 tribes is over here in the Americas, so you
Mm-hmm.
still had Judah over there in the Holy Land. So pretty
Mm-hmm.
much, well, not in the Holy Land, excuse me, in the interiors of Africa. We were scattered
Right.
across, the whole globe, but it was a decent portion of Judah that was inside the interiors of Africa. So bring him unto his people, because the scriptures say in Jeremiah 50 and 33 that the whole nation was oppressed together. So pretty much to,
Right.
to suit prophecy, Judah was brought over here on the slave ships and the slave
Mm-hmm.
trade, in order to fit prophecy, over in the Americas. So all the tribes was together, But I
Right.
want to read this. Unless you want to make a point.
Oh yeah, I just want to make a quick point as well, because also going into that, touching into that, it was a spirit, because it even had the Most High even had it to where Judah would be the one to gather the nation, gather Israel together. That was it.
God, it says, the voice of Judah, and bring him unto his people. Could you get Isaiah 22 and 18?
Con. This is Isaiah 22 and verse 18. It says, "He will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country. There shalt thou die, and there the chariots of thy glory shall be the shame of thy Lord's house."
Right, so it says he will surely bring you to a large country where you will, like, it says something about a ball, right?
Yeah, it says, I'm gonna read it to you again.
God.
This is Isaiah 22 and 18. It says, "He will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country."
Right, and then on those cargo slave ships, pretty much, it was that was being tossed and turned violently. Those waters was
Mm-hmm.
rough. When
Yep.
you go into the word Yam, that's the sea. It goes into working waters. So pretty much it's really rough on that sea, and that's pretty much referring to when Judah was transported over here. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna read this. It says, It says, "Let his hands be sufficient for him, and be thou an help to his enemies." Because pretty much Judah was blessed with, good hands. Got examples of that. King David, he wanted to build a house. That was part of his blessing. He wasn't able to build that house, because King Solomon did that. You know, but
That's right.
on the same token, Yahawadah, he was a carpenter, and if I'm not mistaken, his father, his carnal or his physical father, was also a carpenter. And I believe he was a Judite as well. So,
That's right. Do you have anything else?
now I'm gonna go back to Genesis.
All right.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 11. It says, "Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass is caught unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes."
Right. Because hey, Judah loves to drink. Judah loves that yak. You know what I'm saying? Judah loves that wine. That yayan. Hey, in every single party or function that Judah's at, man, hey, best believe you're gonna see a bottle in his hand. Hey, it catches a point to where a lot of Judah was known for being alcoholics. To wash away that sorrow, that they had. To forget all the shit that they go through on a daily basis. They ended up becoming alcoholics. Just drinking wine, being winos. You know what I'm saying? So hey, this is all things that would transpire on this is all future prophecy that will come to pass, and we see it happening and play out in real time.
I got a couple. This is Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 9. Could you get Isaiah 63, Baba Shah? It says, "Binding his foal unto the vine." Back to Genesis 49:11. "Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass is caught unto the choice vine." Because the scriptures say that the Lord came humble, on the colt. This is Zechariah 9 and 9. It says, "Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just and having salvation, lowly and riding upon an ass, and upon a colt, the foal of an ass." So pretty much going back to Genesis chapter 49 and verse 11. It says, "Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass is caught unto the choice vine," because the Lord came on an ass, on a colt, a donkey. It says, "He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes," which we understand that the Lord. What's like? Could we get that Isaiah 63? Because it say that he washed his garments in wine. It says this part right, he says, "in his clothes in the blood of grapes." So we can get that.
This is Isaiah 63 and 1, and it reads, "Who is this that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Therefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat."
Right, and in order to make wine, you got to stomp grapes. So pretty much it says, "and his clothes in the blood of grapes," because when the Lord comes back, this is a future prophecy, because that's what he's going to do. Is symbolic for the destruction that he's coming with to destroy Esau, Edom, and all his domains and his rulerships.
That's right. What was that one precept? I don't know if it's in Revelation, the first chapter, when it says his eyes are like red with wine.
Revelation 1.
Is it that one that says that, or is it Daniel?
Revelation 1.
You get that.
And it say, I'm gonna read this real fast. It says, verse 12. It says, "His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk." It says, "Shataya Yan." The Lord drunk wine. Shaddai drink. Yayan is wine.
I got that real quick. This is Revelation chapter 1 and verse. I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
If I could mention, it says girt about the paps. He had that girdle, which that's war like apparel. Because when the Lord comes back, he ain't coming back to talk. The scriptures say he coming back for division. and he bringing a
Right.
sword. You know, so
Sure.
he coming back to bring division spiritually. All right, and then also to slay 2/3 in Esau and the heathen.
That's right. You know, the scripture says he ain't coming back. He ain't gonna meet thee as a man, talking to Esau. But continuing on, it says, his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. You know, going into that, you know, that redness in his eyes, because again, the Lord liked to drink wine. You know, I believe it was in the book of Daniel, where it says
10.
his eyes shall be red with wine.
Okay, that's what you're talking about. I'm gonna go there. This is
Come,
Daniel chapter 10. You talking about Daniel 10 and 6?
I believe so.
Let me find it.
You can read it.
All
You
right,
know,
this is
because come, you got it.
actually I'm gonna put it inside the thing.
I don't know what
I
that
think
was
I
at.
think we I think we just read that Genesis 49 and 12.
Oh, okay. Come. But that was pretty much the point, you know. Lord liked to drink wine, seeing that he came from the tribe of Judah, you know, just bringing that, putting two and two together. Come, but that's pretty much it. That's all I have. You have anything else?
No, that was it.
Con. So that was the tribe of Judah. So we pray this lesson was edifying. You know, we're gonna close out by giving all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Raha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Until the next time, we're going to say Shalom.